How do you say you in Chinese?
你，你，你，
How do you say you in more polite way in Chinese?
您，您，您，
How do you say you in plural form in Chinese?
你们，你们，你们，
How do you say good in Chinese?
好，好，好，
How do you say hello in Chinese?
你好，你好，你好，
How do you say I'm sorry in Chinese?
对不起，对不起，对不起，
How do you say that's okay in Chinese?
没关系，没关系，没关系，
How do you say it doesn't matter in Chinese?
没关系，没关系，没关系，
How do you say thank you in Chinese?
谢谢你，谢谢你，谢谢你，
How do you say you're welcome in Chinese?
不客气，不客气，不客气，
How do you say goodbye in Chinese?
再见，再见，再见，
How do you say to call, to be called in Chinese?
交，交，交，
How do you say what in Chinese?
什么，什么，什么，
How do you say name in Chinese?
名字，名字，名字，
How do you say I, me in Chinese?
我，我，我，
How do you say what's your name in Chinese?
你叫什么名字？你叫什么名字？你叫什么名字？
How do you say my name is in Chinese?
我叫，我叫，我叫，
How do you say to be yes in Chinese?
是，是，是，
How do you say teacher in Chinese?
老师，老师，老师，
How do you say student in Chinese?
学生，学生，学生，
What is the particle used at the end of the question?
骂，骂，骂。
How do you say, are you a teacher, in Chinese?
你是老师吗？你是老师吗？你是老师吗？
How do you say, I'm not a teacher, in Chinese?
我不是老师。我不是老师。我不是老师。
How do you say, I'm a student, in Chinese?
我是学生。我是学生。我是学生。
How do you say, are you a student, in Chinese?
你是学生吗？你是学生吗？你是学生吗？
How do you say, I'm not a student, in Chinese?
我不是学生。我不是学生。我不是学生。
How do you say, I'm a teacher, in Chinese?
我是老师。我是老师。我是老师。
How do you say, human, person, in Chinese?
人。人。人。
How do you say, China, in Chinese?
中国。中国。中国。
How do you say, Chinese person, in Chinese?
中国人。中国人。中国人。
How do you say, the United States of America, in Chinese?
美国。美国。美国。
How do you say, American, in Chinese?
美国人。美国人。美国人。
How do you say, are you Chinese, in Chinese?
你是中国人吗？你是中国人吗？你是中国人吗？
How do you say, I'm not Chinese, in Chinese?
我不是中国人。我不是中国人。我不是中国人。
How do you say, I'm American, in Chinese?
我是美国人。我是美国人。我是美国人。
How do you say, are you American, in Chinese?
你是美国人吗？你是美国人吗？你是美国人吗？
How do you say, I'm not American, in Chinese?
我不是美国人。我不是美国人。我不是美国人。
How do you say, I'm Chinese, in Chinese?
我是中国人。我是中国人。我是中国人。
How do you say, he, in Chinese?
他。他。他。
How do you say, she, in Chinese?
他，他，他。
How do you say
Who?
whom in Chinese?
谁？谁？谁？
How do you say who's he in Chinese?
他是谁？他是谁？他是谁？
How do you say who's she in Chinese?
他是谁？他是谁？他是谁？
What is the particle used after an attribute?
的，的，的。
How do you say classmate in Chinese?
同学，同学，同学。
How do you say my classmate in Chinese?
我的同学，我的同学，我的同学。
How do you say friend in Chinese?
朋友，朋友，朋友。
How do you say my friend in Chinese?
我的朋友，我的朋友，我的朋友。
How do you say Chinese language in Chinese?
汉语，汉语，汉语。
How do you say Chinese teacher in Chinese?
汉语老师，汉语老师，汉语老师。
How do you say he is my Chinese teacher in Chinese?
他是我的汉语老师，他是我的汉语老师，他是我的汉语老师。
How do you say which in Chinese?
哪，哪，哪。
How do you say country, nation in Chinese?
国，国，国。
What is the particle used at the end of the question?
那，那，那。
How do you say which country are you from in Chinese?
你是哪国人？你是哪国人？你是哪国人？
How do you say what about you in Chinese?
你呢？你呢？你呢？
How do you say what about him in Chinese?
他呢？他呢？他呢？
How do you say what about her in Chinese?
他呢？他呢？他呢？
How do you say she is my classmate in Chinese?
他是我同学。他是我同学。他是我同学。
How do you say he is not my classmate in Chinese?
他不是我同学。他不是我同学。他不是我同学。
How do you say, he is my friend, in Chinese?
他是我朋友。他是我朋友。他是我朋友。
How do you say, family, home, in Chinese?
家。家。家。
How do you say, to have, there be, in Chinese?
有。有。有。
A measure word for members of families.
口。口。口。
How do you say, how many, in Chinese?
几。几。几。
How do you say, how many people are there in your family, in Chinese?
你家有几口人？你家有几口人？你家有几口人？
How do you say, my family has 6 members, in Chinese?
我家有6口人。我家有6口人。我家有6口人。
How do you say, year, of age, in Chinese?
岁。岁。岁。
How do you say, daughter, in Chinese?
女儿。女儿。女儿。
What is the particle used at the end of or in the middle of a sentence to indicate a change or a new circumstance?
了。了。了。
How do you say, this year, in Chinese?
今年。今年。今年。
What's the word that indicates degree or extent?
多。多。多。
How do you say, how old are you, in Chinese? It's usually used to ask someone who doesn't look like they've reached puberty.
你几岁了？你几岁了？你几岁了？
How do you say, how old are you, in Chinese? It's used among all ages.
你多大了？你多大了？你多大了？
How do you say, how old is your daughter, in Chinese?
你女儿几岁了？你女儿几岁了？你女儿几岁了？
How do you say, she is 5 years old, in Chinese?
她今年5岁了。她今年5岁了。她今年5岁了。
How do you say, how old is your Chinese teacher, in Chinese?
你的汉语老师多大了？你的汉语老师多大了？你的汉语老师多大了？
How do you say, he is 52 years old, in Chinese?
他今年52岁了。他今年52岁了。他今年52岁了。